Okay, so this is my reaction video to business law and our assignment over the video that talks about the high cost of our cheap actions and how we hold the power with what we wear and how we can help lower the amount of pollution that's in the environment, because clothes and the clothing manufacturers and stuff are the second most polluting industry. The author also stated today most clothes are imported and we purchase 3 times as much as they used to in the old days, which blows my mind because I never realized how big of an issue that how big of an impact it had on the environment. Like me buying clothes from a cheaper store. For example, I'm doing an internship this semester for business, and of course I wanted to buy a whole new wardrobe because that's just what you want to do. And a lot of the stuff I bought was from American Eagle and from H&M and from Forever 21 and from stores like that. And I'm not sure, but for the price that I paid for them, they most likely are imported. And you just don't think of how to look to see if it's from America, and it just is an assumption that it's from China or a country like that. The author also stated that we used to invest in our clothing and now we don't. We would buy something because we loved it. Now I buy something because, I like that for the price that it's at. Or something. I do that. That's on sale, so I'm gonna get that, where I normally wouldn't have bought it if it was for full price, because most of the stores, Forever 21 and American Eagle, those stores have a lot of sales. For example, I bought a lot of my clothes when they were buy one, get one 50% off, or buy one, get one free, or I know that I bought a lot of clothes from Old Navy because it was 50% off the whole store. And I just didn't realize how big of an impact it had negatively towards the environment. The author said we used to use 10% of our income, in the old days, that's what they would use, and now only 2% of our income go towards clothing, yet we have more. She said that cheap clothing equals huge consequences. The cheap material used is polyester. Polyester is a polluting plastic made from fossil fuels, and I don't think a lot of people are very knowledgeable about what polyester is. I've heard of it before because it is in my clothes, but I never have really looked it up or thought about it or thought, oh, it's negatively harming my environment. The truth about it is that it is non-biodegradable. There are microplastics from our ocean and food chain in it. And on a side note, 1 in 4 fish contain those microplastics because of how much it's polluting. And then also it's non-breathable, which is the reason why it almost seems like it's you're closed in and you sweat more and that kind of stuff. And then 4 is it's also energy intensive. Most of the clothing are imported from China, which is at a 41.8%, which is crazy because not only is it polluting the environment, we are also giving business to them when we could be giving business to local companies and American companies just by spending a few more dollars. The apparel accounts for 10% of the world's carbon footprint, which is kind of crazy. Is this ethical? Pictures versus transparency. The pictures do not show the wages or health care coverage. Pictures don't show the shadow factories, and pictures do not show the material sustainability. I also didn't think about that before watching this video. I did not realize there's a reason why my clothes are so cheap or like so inexpensive. Somebody in another country is probably not getting paid like a fair amount, so I can get this shirt for $5 or for $10 or for $20. And that, honestly, it stinks knowing that like I am like supporting a negative cause almost, because like if you think about it, a lot of negatives come from buying clothes that are made of polyester and clothes that are more like inexpensive and imported from other countries. An example that the speaker used was, we look at our food and like lifestyle and we want organic food, and I'm big in that. I mean, I always am like, okay, I want to eat a salad, or is that organic or is that natural? Like, what am I putting in my body? Or like working out, or what type of skincare you use or hair care you use. But why am I not looking at like the clothes I put on me? Like, is that good for my body? So the author explained how there are new standards, which one is a user-centered design, 2, use natural materials and work directly with suppliers to create sustainability from farm to final factory, and an open door policy. And then what we can do is, like, it's good to be knowledgeable about what you can do to change. And some of the things are check tags, check seams, think of the purchase in terms of cost per wear. That's one thing, is I do have stuff from Forever 21, but when you buy clothes, like a shirt that's $10, you can only wear it a couple times before it starts falling apart, where I have clothes from other stores like boutiques that I shopped at that I've had since high school and it still is in decent shape. And then sometimes it's a good idea to also think about the brand. Like I said, I buy a lot from American Eagle. I used to buy a lot from Gap. Like, maybe since a lot of my closet is from those stores, like, I should research it and make sure that I'm supporting an ethical company. I think that this is like a hard topic because I don't know if some people are willing to be the change, to spend more money, because a lot of people are so focused on what they look like that it doesn't matter the price, they just want to look good. So, and if you can get a lot of clothes for cheap, you want to be able to do that so you have a lot of clothes. And I don't think people are going to be willing to change that and have like less clothes with better, made with better things.